for the young men and women of the world. Stop following the OGs. Anybody you look up to and they sending you out there on a mission, they sending you out there to be a crash dummy. Stop fucking with them. Period. They not the ones you want to be around. Because if you find people that really care about you, they gonna tell you get an education, get in a trade school, go in the military, go to college. They gonna tell you what you need to do. They gonna push you away from the shit that got them in bad situation. They gonna push you away from the prison system. They gonna push you away from gang banging. They gonna push you away from prostitution. They gonna push you away from getting high and getting drunk. They gonna push you away from gun play. If they pushing you in that direction, and in your heart you even know it's wrong, but you being influenced because somebody's older, you've been knowing them from the neighborhood and the community, get the F away from them. Because when you get incarcerated, they're not coming to court unless they're a co-defendant. If you go to prison, they're not putting any money on your books. Unless they might, listen to what I'm saying, might be a family member. If you die, they're gonna wear a RIP shirt and pour some liquor over your fucking grave, maybe for 2 to 3 years after your death. Then after that, they're gonna forget about you. They're not gonna go take care of your mother. They're not gonna go help your children out, but they're gonna go have sex with your girl or your wife. The game is over. Find people they're gonna tell you be a doctor, be a lawyer, be in law enforcement. Find people who gonna always try to make you grow and be a better person than them. That's what you need in your life. Stop being influenced by these idiots. And I know it's hard. I know sometimes our environments, motives, but damn, once you get a certain age, you gotta come to realize that, hey, this is some straight bullshit. I hate to see guys 20, 30, 35, 40, and 50, and I even know some guys in their 60s that still have a gang mentality. They're still gang banging. They're still trying to influence the young men and women to do the wrong shit. See, they can act like they doing the right thing, but your presence and some of the stuff you do and the way you act showing them the wrong stuff. Top of the morning, D. So we got to make sure we stop following these OGs. What's up, Jay? Because if your OG is a bad influence, they're going to put you in a bad situation, man, where you're going to be in jail the rest of your motherfucking life. You're going to be in jail the rest of your life, and nobody going to be there for you. Your mama might not even be there for you. Most of our fathers will not do a bit with you, even if they did time before. Most of your siblings are not going to do a bit with you. Because the first thing they'll say, man, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money. I got bills too. I got to take care of me and mine out here. Then your girl going to dip because she going to try to find another individual that was in the game like you, the immature you who would get money, for she don't lose that next wave, for she still be on that same level. And I ain't saying that to try to scare anybody, but we got to start coming more conscious once you get over the age of 18. And then you got to tell, and then the parents, y'all got to be more conscious of what information y'all giving y'all kids about the streets. My children grew up in the suburb, even though I was incarcerated. My kids don't need to know anything about the inner city. There's not a textbook about how to survive the inner cities. The way to survive the inner city, don't get caught up in that shit out there and mind your own business. That is the only way you're going to be able to survive the streets. Mind your own fucking business. My kids are streetwise. Jolene, your kids don't have to be streetwise. Your kids got to be education wise, book wise. Being streetwise don't mean anything nowadays. Cause you see too many fucking streetwise, street dudes and street girls getting incarcerated or being unalive, being killed. So why a person gotta be knowing about the street? Cause I know so many dead motherfuckers that was 100% street dudes and their ass dead. I'm not a street dude. I sold, I hustled, and I went to prison. I still tell people I ain't a street dude. And I still tell people I'm not a convict. I'm not fucking institutionalized. I was a dude who hustled and made some money. All the damn so-called street dudes, I know their ass is fucking dead. See, I stayed out the way. I didn't want to be labeled a street nigga. Because to me, being labeled a street dude or knowing about the streets only gonna keep you in the streets. I want to know about what these white people are doing to get this goddamn money. I see what you're saying, Jolie. You're saying both, but at the end of the day, your kids don't need to know anything about the street because they might gravitate more towards the streets. The real Derek Jackson, the streets only brought me pain and waste of time. Amen. Because think about it, Derek. If you teach them about the street, one of them going to be weak and going to end up being all street. Then one going to be strong, might get away from it. Most people who been taught about the street, seen all that street shit all their life, they can't get it out of their system. They can't get it out of their system. And it's hard. So if you teach your kids about politics, life, self-help, love, spiritualism, how to get that bag the right way, like in real estate, the stock market now, cryptocurrency, AI. They don't have time to want to go to the streets. Because a lot of these kids that grew up in the ghettos, in the suburbs, gravitate towards the inner city because what their parents showing them. My kids don't have to see that shit. What happened if they lose everything, end up on the street? If they wouldn't. Well, a lot of people that grew up in the suburbs that lost everything, Jolene, and ended up on the street. If you lose everything and end up on the streets, why you can't end up on the streets in the suburbs? Why you can't end up on the streets in Beverly Hills, Malibu? I don't have to end up on the streets in the hood. The hood, learn about the hood. If I go to the streets, it's over any motherfucking way until you get some kind of help, until you get some employment, until you get off drugs, until you deal with your mental health. Those are most of the time people go and become homeless, or lack a job, drugs, mental health. Those some of the top ones. So they don't have to know about this shit. Trust me, believe. I made a lot of money on the street hustling. The same way you hear about Big Meech, no name, my name was ringing in the 80s. I didn't know Big Meech, but I was beefing with his homeboy. His name was K9, the one who gave him the plug in the movie. I was beefing with them dude. The government said I was making $250,000 a month, and I still say I wasn't a street dude. Because I didn't do street shit, I made that money, stay the fuck out the way. And that's why I survived. Even when I went to prison, I didn't become a convict. I went there, educated myself, and stayed out them clowns' way. It can't be done. I'm a living testimony. You can get out. Yes, you can, Derek. You can get out. People choose not to get out. People think knowing about the streets is some special shit. Ain't no textbook about the street. All these street dudes we know around the country that people talk about are fucking dead. Look at the dude King Von. They want to be the ultimate street dude. Their ass ain't here no more. Lil Durk them people. Yo Gotti them people. Brother them. Lil Durk them brother. Big U them out of LA. Them damn clowns in prison fighting for their freedom. Then there's a dude lived on the same block that want to get caught up in their culture and stay the fuck out the way, and doctors and lawyers from the same block. F a street mentality. A street mentality is the worst thing a person can have. Because some people can't fight over that hump or having a street mentality. The issue don't come with a 401 or pension. Hell no, it don't come with a 401k. I did almost 20 years in prison. If I wouldn't have went to prison and had the mindset I have right now, man, I'd be a multi-millionaire. I wasted 20 years of my life in prison, got caught up in a gang. And the gang showed me that the gang didn't love anybody. I was in prison. It's 2 million dudes incarcerated. That just tell you can't win. Then how many dudes in prison from being street niggas? And how many dudes are waiting to go to prison for being street ninjas? Fuck that. Stay away from that shit. Now I'm gonna go ahead and roll out because I was sitting in front of the gym. Just want to make a short video, man, because that was on my mind. I love all y'all, man. And I'll get with you later, Derek. Peace out. Os.